getting to the point. It's 2021 and we all know that. But today, I'm going to go back. And like I said before, I was telling y'all about Cameron loyalty to the Dips, which he was a good producer and he held the group down. But today, I'm talking about Jim Jones, Jimmy Jones or whatever y'all want to call him. The first time I actually got into the music with the Diplomats, like I told you, a friend of mine, Nutty Nut, had the mixtape. But anyway, I remember I bought their first real Diplomat CD, which had a red CD and it had a blue CD. And when you bust it open, you know, you seen the CD cover, and it had the Diplomats all in the back. It had the flags, the American flag, the Haitian flag, whatever, the Jamaican, all the flags from around the world. And I was looking and I'm like putting the rhymes together with the guys and stuff. I started to notice, I knew Cameron, I knew Joel Santana, the light-skinned dude with the bandana, but it was always a dude on there. Then when they be rhyming off beat for some strange reason. Like Cam would go on, rhyming, boom, boom, boom. Joel's around. Then the dude will come on, my rings and my watch. It's like a Lucky Charm. I'm like, damn, who the fuck? Who is this? So my man Nut always seemed to know them niggas. Like, that's him right there. I said, the one with the beard. I said, him? The scuffy looking dude? He's like, yeah, that's Jim Jones. I'm like, damn, it looked like him. Damn. And I remember seeing a video a long time ago, Trigger, whatever. Remember he used to have them sessions with them guys going in the basement rhyming. And I'll never forget, Jim did the same thing on that. They was live, Cam killed it, Santana killed it. Then Jim came on and went off beat again, and Cam just put his head down and then looked up and looked at Jim like, nigga, you better get this shit together. And he came back, but I'm like, okay. New York City must have really fucked with them niggas. So I always was looking, I'm like, damn, why he always wearing red and stuff like that? So my man Nut told me again, he a blood, he you know, the blood gang and stuff. And then later on I started finding out, with the UBN, the New York Bloods, he was a part of. So that right there, I started to understand that's why Jimmy was always acting tough, because he actually started to lift the bar for Diplomats, because it was times in the city and, you know, around like mostly in New York, when people was going out to the shows, they really wasn't coming to see Cam and Joel and them around. They didn't know they was coming out. They really was coming to see Jim. And I'm like, why they coming to the DVDs? Come Up, Sub-Zero. Back then, there was so many DVDs flushing, and Jim was on most of the covers. And I'm like, damn, you know, on there looking all scruffy, you know what I mean, doing all this and stuff. I'm like, damn. But then when you put the DVD in and start playing it, he arguing with bodega managers, store owners. Man, give me that white shirt, man. I don't want this. Take the hats off the shelf. And I'm like, damn, this nigga talking tough as hell. So that's why it started to build up an energy. Definitely started to build up an energy for the Bloods, because niggas was starting to believe this shit this nigga was doing. They really was running around like, damn, this nigga right here, that Jump tough. He hard, man. He repping that Blood shit heavy. You know, I'm talking about like, man, I mean, everything was hard and tough. Jimmy was talking tough until he bumped into True Life. And then I'm like, damn, True Life, they got into their altercation. But then I'm looking at True Life, I'm like, damn, this nigga, he on some real shit. He like, I don't give a fuck about all that. And Jim they was starting to knock Jim down a little bit. I'm like, damn. But it was a DVD came out in the park, the Rucker Park in Harlem, where Brooklyn, I think it was Puff Daddy and them boys, they ran them niggas up out of there, and they showed the footage with Cam on the court and Jim was running. I mean, he was getting it, but I don't know if Jim was getting in there. They said niggas putting it on him in the corner, and nigga took off. And then you see a rebuttal later on. Jim say, "I'm standing on." I would have never did that. "I'm standing on top of the police wagon," and my man said, "Get down." And I'm like, "Damn, man, you weren't supposed to say no shit like that." But later on, I started to find out that it was two fractions to that 9-3. 9-3 gangsters. Like, it was the Harlem niggas that bought Jim in. Then he started fucking with them Brooklyn boys, and they had 9-3, which was Mel Murder, Roe Murder. Fubanger, Shotty, them type of niggas, they was there. And when Mel Murder seen the video with Jim and them running out the park, them niggas from Brooklyn, they know them niggas. So Mel was like, "Oh damn, that's Dirty Kev, Dirty Kev," and Elijah, them niggas know them niggas by names. That was running after Jim, like, "Oh, look at Dirty Cat running Jim out there. Oh, man." And Melly knew Shotty and them. They all down with the same set. And he probably like, Shotty, remember you slammed on that nigga? Because the same niggas that was running Jim out the basketball court, Shotty then slammed the gun on, I heard. He slammed on them niggas one time. He bumped into him. I think he spilled coffee and, Mel juicing it up. Like, "You gonna leave your blood? You gonna let him do you like that?" They say Shotty pulled out, slammed, and the nigga hauled ass up the street. So them niggas was always clowning Jim for that incident. That's why if y'all really studied the video that came out, remember Jim said, "Yeah, man, it ain't gonna be a good year this time, man. If they do that again, it ain't gonna be a good look, man." Cause them Bloods from Brooklyn already told Jim, "Man, Shotty slammed on them niggas, man." And them niggas know now that Jim's connected to them niggas because them niggas, Brooklyn niggas know to run up and start hooking off and swinging. But they ain't gonna do that to Mel Murder. They ain't gonna do Melly and them like that. And Shotty, they ain't gonna swerve on them boys like that. Cause you know why they ain't gonna swerve on them like that? Cause Melly and them gonna slam something. They always had the tools on them. And if y'all remember old video, Hell Rail the Back South, some shit they was doing they was in Brooklyn filming that video. Mel was on the ground, but Shotty, Roe Murder, all them niggas, they had the goons was sitting in them Mercuries, them tinted window Mercs in Lincolns in the cut while they was filming, just waiting for some shit to pop and some shit pop. That's why Jim was walking around Brooklyn all cocky and heavy, because Melly and them had the non-trade goons from Brooklyn already was on deck, so Jim wasn't gonna get touched. He was good because them niggas had him. That's why he was super tough. Notice he started getting extra and extra. It wasn't even about the music no more for Diplomats. It was all about Jim Jones and the goons. Goonies and all that, because them niggas was holding that nigga down. And them niggas Jim was really rolling with back then, the Tekashi, them the same niggas, but it got broke up like a bag or something. But them niggas was holding Jones down. That's why Jim was walking around tough, and Cam was still being a businessman trying to hold down the music. Joel's was supposed to be non-trade, but this nigga, I ain't gonna lie, Santana was soft as hell. Damn. He was soft. So it was all about Jim, and Freaky Zeke was already in the paper for snitching. So I don't know what set he was down with, but Hell Rail was down with Mac Baller, Brims, and they was putting out some workout. Don't need Larry O on them, but Ruger, he was another motherfucker want to be tough, talking that, and the niggas was all on deep like, damn, Ruger. Them niggas later on, y'all seen Hell Rail running up out of the Chinese buffet, got swerved on. He ain't do nothing. He hauled that. He should have slammed something, but the next day you want to, man. So Jim, Hell Rail. Well, Jim wasn't getting touched because Jim at the time definitely had the slammers. Jones had the slammers with him, and them niggas definitely would have slammed something. You seen what they did for Tekashi? But Tekashi started snitching. But them niggas right there, them non-trade. Well, it turned into trade way, but them non-trades back then, bang, they do their own thing, them niggas was official. And, back to Jim, you can always draw extra cheese on Jim. because he always want to be the hardest. Like they'll go to the exec office, and Cam will come in, and secretary sitting in the front, cute little Spanish secretary, and Killer come in like, good morning. Good morning. Joel's come in. Good morning. Good morning. And then Jim will come in there with like 9, 10 niggas. Good morning. All that goofy shit. Throw extra cheese on his burger. Trying to be tough. And see, I don't know. She's like, man, here he go. And he just always was have a circle circulating himself with a lot of blood gang members. I mean, niggas love Jim. They like the stunt in the front. But when the heat get turned on, when you turn the oven on, you ain't looking as tough as you did back then. Because it was all magic. You know why it was magic? Because this nigga was working his tools. He knew he couldn't rhyme like that. So the best thing you could do is act. And his acting came so good to the set. Niggas like, Cam, like, fuck it then. Jim ain't garbage. Jim bring in more, you know what I mean? Coming in with all that tough shit, but it was putting on a lot of heat. And I think that's why Cam that time, even though he was probably having issues with his mom sick, I said, man, I know he was like, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. I'm out. I'm about to leave out of the city and leave Jim with all these niggas want to get at his ass. Because Jim had a lot of motherfuckers trying to get at him. But he was talking all that heavy, tough shit. But it is what it is. And that's how I feel about Jones.